Welcome back to Constitutional Considerations, where we consider all things constitutional. I'm your host, Lauren Tyree, and today we'll be deep diving into the American political system. Specifically, we'll be looking at political party ideologies on this episode of Constitutional Considerations. Let's start with the foundation, a constitution, if you will. What are political ideologies? Political ideologies are the beliefs and values that guide voters on specific issues. How voters feel about the issues shape their views on the role of government, social policy, economic systems, and even foreign relations. When groups of people share similar views on these issues, political parties are formed to influence policy, government, spending, and laws. In the U.S., the two main ideologies are liberalism and conservatism. To help us better understand these ideologies, we have on the line Dr. Ivory Towers, Chair of Theoretical Thinking at the Institute of Endless Debates. Professor Towers, thank you for joining us.
Oh yes, thank you, Lauren. Always a pleasure to pontificate.
How should we be thinking about the two main ideologies that divide our nation?
Well, think of it this way, Lauren. In a bustling metropolis like New York, shared resources are the norm. Taxis, public transportation, even communal green spaces. People are accustomed to collective solutions. But venture into rural America, it's a whole different world. You're likely driving your own truck, tending your own crops, and parking wherever you darn well please. Independence is the name of the game. Where you live and who you associate with, these things shape your ideology. Urban environments foster collectivist thinking, whilst rural life cultivates self-reliance.
Oh, so it's about how your surroundings influence your beliefs.
Precisely. Geography, family, religion, and life experiences all intertwine to create a unique ideological framework for every individual.
Thank you, Dr. Towers. Always enlightening.
Oh, Lauren, glad to add some theoretical seasoning to your salad. Ta-ta!
Now that we know how ideologies form, let's explore what it really means to be liberal or conservative. For that, we turn to Judge Prudence Gavelton, Chief Arbiter at the Federal Court of Overthinking. Judge Gavelton, can you help us understand and break this down?
Certainly, Lauren. Let's get down to brass tacks. Liberalism, or the left wing, leans towards government intervention to ensure fairness. Liberals support progressive social policies and advocate for social justice. They often align with the Democratic Party. Conservatism, or the right wing, prefers limited government and a free market economy. Conservatives emphasize traditional values and generally align with the Republican Party.
Got it. So liberals want more government oversight and conservatives want less?
In a nutshell, yes. But remember, Lauren, politics isn't a binary courtroom verdict. People's views exist on a spectrum, and moderates straddle the middle ground.
Judge, every time you're on the show, I feel like I've passed Civics 101 all over again.
Just doing my civic duty, Lauren.
She said duty. Now, let's shift gears. Some people have more passionate takes on these ideologies. Joining us now is Radical Ricky Revolts, Director of Utopian Fantasies at the Ministries of Permanent Protests.
Thanks for having me, Lauren. But listen, liberalism? Too tame. We need to dismantle capitalism, abolish private property, and redistribute everything. Billionaires? Send them to work the farms. Housing? Healthcare? Education? All free. And if my kid wants to be a cat, the government better recognize that cat and plant some gender-neutral bushes for my cat kid to pee in.
Wow, Ricky. That's ambitious. So no private businesses, no competition?
Exactly. Collective power over individual greed.
Why do we even need billionaires when we can have communes and community gardens? Down with the 1%.
Ricky, your passion is inspiring. We'll have to bring you back for a longer revolution next time. On the opposite end of the spectrum, we have Buck Friedmanson, the executive director of the Free Range Ranch for Rugged Individualism. Buck, what's your take on all this?
Lauren, let me tell you, the government has no place in my life, not in my school, not in my healthcare, and certainly not in my wallet. If I want to raise my kids by feeding them a diet of freedom and barbecue, well, that's my business.
Oh, so no safety nets, no social programs?
Not a chance. You want to survive? Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, sink or swim, and if Uncle Sam tries to tell me otherwise, I'll secede and start my own state. The state of freedom.
Wow, Buck. That's a lot of independence. Thanks for sharing. For a more balanced perspective, we have Alex Middlepath, a political science major at the University of Regional Compromises. Alex, where do you stand?
Hi, Lauren. Honestly, most people don't live on the extremes. Liberals might agree on government intervention, but they differ on how far that should go. Conservatives value free markets, but some still support basic safety nets. The truth is, most of us want common sense solutions. A balance between individual responsibility and government support.
So, Alex, do you think compromise is possible in today's climate?
It's tough, Lauren. But if we could focus on putting the country first instead of fighting over party lines, we'd get a lot further.
Common sense. Groundbreaking! Thanks, Alex, for your insights. Our next caller is going to help us understand a little bit of the history of our political system. Apparently, it hasn't always been Democrats versus Republicans. For that history lesson, I'm pleased to welcome Benjamin Franklinstein, self-appointed professor of historical hindsight. Ben, what should we know?
Lauren, let's take a stroll down memory lane, shall we? First, the Federalists and Democratic Republicans duked it out in the late 1700s. Federalists wanted a strong central government, while Democratic Republicans pushed for states' rights. Next came the Jacksonian Democrats versus the Whigs. The Jacksonian Democrats championed populism and states' rights, while the Whigs united around, well, hating Andrew Jackson and anything Jacksonian. Fast forward, and the Republicans emerged in the 1850s, opposing slavery and promoting industrialization, while the Democrats became the party of agrarian interests. Finally, after the 1960s, our modern parties took shape. Republicans emphasizing limited government and traditional values, while Democrats focused on social justice, civil rights, and expanding welfare programs.
Wow, Ben, that's quite a history lesson. Thanks for the recap. Okay, we've heard from some colorful characters today, but let's step back for a moment. While Ricky Revolt and Buck Friedmanson live on the extremes, most Americans fall somewhere in the middle. Political ideologies are complex, evolving over time, and most of us are just trying to balance the role of government with individual freedom and responsibility. And well, if there's one thing we can all agree on, oh wait, no, never mind, I forgot how politics works. If you'd like to be on our show, call 1-800-Constitutional Considerations. That's 1-800-CON-Stitutional Considerations. Thanks for tuning in to Constitutional Considerations, where my parents play all the voices and I play me, and where we always consider all things constitutional.